Have you ever wondered where your old Walkman has gone? You guessed right. It's where all your other stuff ends up too. The moon. This special day should have been the most fantastic one of my moon days yet. But then, I got picked up and everything went dark. I have to get back again. And so I began preparing everything. And now that you're finally here, I'm closer to home than ever.
We're back with the second to last day of DreamHack Beyond. It's been quite the ride this week between getting to see so many different incredible games and talk to the developers behind them, get a few game codes myself through finding and unlocking them through quests and achievements within DreamHack Beyond. An amazing music performance last night, our wonderful cosplayers that we saw yesterday, valuable advice from panels all throughout the week from a lot of different parts of the gaming industry. I can't believe we're almost at the end of the event. Now, if you haven't had a chance to check out DreamHack Beyond yet, dreamhack.com/beyond. Head over there, grab your free ticket, and hop into our digital festival experience that is a video game. Visit booths, complete quests, unlock achievements, find special little things hidden throughout the event that are discount codes to different games, free demos to try, or even an entire free game that you get to unlock with a Steam code. You'll just have to hop it in play and see what you find. Now, I can't host this show all by myself, so I'm one of your hosts, Renessa, and you are watching the DreamHack download here on Main Stage, which tells you everything that's going on at Beyond. But I also have a co-host. Welcome back, Trav Piper.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? And Renessa, you were so amazing. I think you can host this by yourself. So thank you for having me on.
I feel like people would maybe get a little bored. I can news anchor at them all day, but I don't think that's as much fun as, I don't know, asking you about how your fishing competition went yesterday.
Oh my gosh. So last night I just started fishing like 4 months ago, and it's turned into like this complete obsession. And I had a fishing tournament last night, and I ended up going out there with the wrong measuring board, because it's like a kayak tournament, so you have to bring like this measuring board. So I got out there, I ran around as soon as we left yesterday. I ran all around trying to find this board, and I ended up buying the wrong one, so I didn't get to compete. But I was going to say, I still got to go out, and I caught a few fish, so that was a lot of fun.
Nice. Do you keep them, or is it a catch and release competition?
Catch and release.
Okay. So they weren't. So it wasn't dinner yesterday.
No, it wasn't dinner, unfortunately.
Well, that's okay. I mean, it's great that you had fun with it, and hey, you were successful. You caught some fish. The next time around, you got that like boost of confidence, right?
Absolutely. I guess that's what it's all about. Experience. Have you ever been out fishing before?
I used to go when I was little. My dad is really into fly fishing, and both my brothers did. So we would kayak, canoe, sit on a bank, whatever, when I was pretty little.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I didn't like fish very much. Like I really wouldn't eat it unless it was a fresh caught trout. And then I was all for it. That was the only time I would actually eat fish.
What about sushi?
No, I prefer my food cooked and to have like more texture to it than just like mush. However, I completely lost my sense of taste several years ago because I severed all of my olfactory neurons, and they do grow back, but you have to completely retrain them. And the only things that I can taste are things that I had tasted before I did that, because the only way for me to retrain them is to remember what stuff tasted like. And then once I do that enough, I can taste it again. And sushi, I grew up in the middle of nowhere, so I never really had it. So it doesn't taste like anything to me. It's just kind of like cold and slimy.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So like I get that there's probably a lot of wonderful things to discover there. I'm just not capable of discovering it. So I've accepted it. But, you know, we digress a little. That's okay. It's fun. Go down the fishing trip whenever you want, because fly tying was always super fun. So I can't wait for you to get into that habit.
Absolutely.
One of the things that we have coming back our way is we've got DreamHack Atlanta. If you go to dreamhack.com/Atlanta, there are tickets available for sale for people. There's a preliminary list of activities. So we have been kind of teasing that. If you happen to be on, there is maybe a discount code waiting for you if you talk to the guy with the skull shirt right in the entry part of the game. And thinking about events and traveling and all of these things coming back, what are the essential things that you put in your travel bag? You just absolutely have to have with you, no matter when you go somewhere.
I mean, listen, I'm the type of person that packs the night before I leave. Like, actually, the night before, I probably don't finish until the morning of. And, you know, obviously, the first thing I always make sure I bring is my Switch. And then after that, it's like the standards, you know, clothes, toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, which I know is, it's like so cliche to say, but you know, like when I first started coming to these events, like, you know, I saw all on Twitter, it was like, bring deodorant. And people will, I feel like that's like, listen, if you're going to an event, just do everyone a favor and pack deodorant and maybe 2 sticks, you know, just in case you forget one. But
yeah.
what are some of your essentials?
I can't go anywhere without my laptop. I have an unhealthy attachment to always needing to be available to do work, even if I'm on vacation. I'm just like, I must have access to the ability to type out like a rational email and not do it on my phone. So I can't go anywhere ever for more than an overnight without my laptop. And even if I like just stay overnight somewhere, I usually still grab it. I specifically bought a very lightweight non-gaming laptop because of this like need to always have it with me.
I feel you on that. I actually had a laptop that I would bring out to work, but it was a gaming laptop, and I found myself playing Destiny or Diablo at events when I should be working.
Well, you know, their gaming events, so really all it does is make you more credible to the people walking by, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, and then one more question we pull on our wonderful guest. We keep talking off screen. I should have grabbed it. I'm really upset that I didn't grab it this morning, but I have this hoodie that was given to me by someone at MetaThreads, and it is a Diva Overwatch hoodie. So when you wear it, you know, you kind of look like you're in Diva's suit, at least from the waist up. Overwatch has a whole bunch of this casual cosplay merch type things where you can wear it and feel like you're one of the characters. What are games that need more like street style, actually can wear these clothes type things that you get to like casually cosplay the characters?
Oh man, that's actually a great question. I don't know, like I'm like a huge, like I loved like the first Destiny, the second Destiny. And I think some of the merch from that would be really cool. Off the top of my head, I'm not, you know, I can't really think of anything. Where would you go in that course? Obviously, you said you had the Diva hoodie, you know,
Yes.
which way it's really cool. You know, the way it fits too. It's like this. I remember it's like this form-fitting kind of like lightweight jacket. But yeah, where would you go with that?
So my two favorite games of all time are Diablo 2 and Soul Calibur 2. Now, Diablo is not exactly something I want to like just be wearing around and rolling out in. You know, I think there's a lot of like fur and leather and I don't know, jangly metal bits I don't want to deal with. But Soul Calibur, like if people made Soul Calibur normal clothes like they do for Star Wars or Legend of Zelda or something, I would be so thrilled. There's a couple characters in that game that are just awesome, and there's this one, Talum, for anybody who's watching who knows who Talum is. She's got these two elbow blade things that she uses, and she's got the best outfits. Ugh, be great. That's what I would do. Fighting games in general, I think.
Yes. Speaking of Diablo 2, are you excited for, what is it, 2 months away?
Oh, well, I mean, in theory, it's closer than that. I was in the technical alpha, so I got to play through the first 2 acts. I got very lucky. It wasn't because I streamed or any kind of connection I had for developers or anything. It was literally I signed up months beforehand, and I wasn't home. I was away from the night, and I opened up this email, and they only give you access for 48 hours. And it's like, you have technical alpha access. And I had plans the next day. And I was just like, I'm going home. Like, I'm out. See you in a couple of days. I need to go. And I just could not contain it. I was so excited. So yeah, I'm like a little excited about it.
That's amazing. Yeah, that was one of the first kind of like PC addictions I had was Diablo 2. So I am also very excited.
Oh, it's such a fun game. So I'm the youngest. I have 2 older brothers, and my first character was a barbarian named Affleck because my brother named it for me and he loved the commercials at the time. And he mandated if I played, he got to pick and name my character. And we switched computers enough, and I was like 10 years old, so I was too afraid to like ever fight, so I'd grind really hard before I would fight a boss. And we would switch computers, and my brother would transfer his game save files, but never mine. So I never actually beat the game until probably like 2015 or 2016. Because I never took my character with me and it kept getting switched. And so I would just play all the way through to almost get to Bale. And then like that computer would get, taken off to college or switched over, or I moved over to my laptop or something. And so it took me a very long time to actually beat the game, but I love the game.
That's funny. I was just, it's funny that you remember your character's name and it just popped into my head. Mine was, I love your mom. In typical gamer fashion.
Yes.
So
very, very appropriate. All right, well, if we're going to be doing gaming, nostalgia, and streaming, and all of those journeys, we've got a special guest for you today. She's a friend of mine. She's this wonderful streamer. Comes from the world of Dota 2. Let's welcome Hoxie Loxie to the show.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
All right, so we're just going to start things off. You have blue hair. Would you like to tell us the story about why you have blue hair?
So the short story is I started streaming one day and now I have blue hair, but the long story is when I hit 10,000 followers recently, I did a subathon and I sold out and said to my chat, you can decide which hair color I get. Please don't vote for blue. And as you can see, they voted for exactly that. It's now stuck in my hair and I can't get it out. But that was a 36-hour stream I did at the start of June. No, sorry, the end of May. It was very exciting.
Yeah, that's long. All right, Trev, have you ever done the subathon?
Yes, of course. And I'm at the point now where I will not go past 18. I don't care. So 36 hours, Hoxie, that is absolutely amazing. You were crazy. I mean, how did you feel by the end of it?
It was a sense of accomplishment and also a sense of I'm never doing this again. Everyone's like, oh, congratulations, you should feel proud, but it's one of them. How did I let myself get to this point? Because I kind of said to myself, it won't go past 12 hours, so I'll give it like a ridiculous cap. And I didn't really have a bed set up, so I had to sleep kind of behind my desk, and like my chat watched me sleep. It's surreal when you try to explain it to people. They're like, that just sounds creepy.
It's pretty cool too, you know, like you think about like the support you get and how good it feels to have people that, you know, you feel like care about you and are willing to help you hit certain milestones. So that's huge. Congratulations.
Thank you. I've got another one coming up the end of next month.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that'll be interesting. Are you setting a hard cap on it?
I've doubled the cap. You know, I'm kind of trying to bait out people like, oh yeah, we're gonna go insane in the next one. I'm like, okay, do it then, but no hair color related things.
Got it.
There's also a tattoo coming up, but that's Dota related, so I'm not too mad about it. I guess we'll see how that turns out.
Wait, so what's the tattoo one?
It's Crystal Maiden's one of her spells. I'm getting like the icon, like on my arm somewhere.
That's cool.
Not too big though.
Yeah, so Crystal Maiden is that leotard that's like chilling behind me that you can't really see because it's kind of dark back there. I thought this was going to be a better example to point to, and then I realized that it's really bright on me and really dark back there, so never mind, ignore me on that one. Oh gosh. But okay, what color would you have wanted your chat to pick?
When I was younger, I wanted like pink, lavender. At one point I think I wanted like that pastel-y rainbow tumbler style. But I've always been a natural blonde, and people have always said, you know, don't ruin it. You're so lucky to have like this natural blonde hair. And when I obviously dyed this, it was a lot darker at first. So I did it myself. Rang my mum like, oh my god, what have I done? Lavender would have been much nicer, and pink would have washed out a lot quicker. I think this is the worst I could have picked, not because of aesthetics, but just also it's a pain to get out of any colour of hair. My hairdresser was not best pleased.
Yes, you show up and you're like, hello, I've done a thing, and they're like, but why?
Yeah, she was very mad at me.
Oh gosh, this is one of those explanations or one of those times where you have to explain to people what Twitch is.
Yeah.
Trav, start with you. Like, what's your elevator pitch? Like, how do you explain it to people?
So you're asking kind of like, oh, when somebody goes, oh, what do you do?
Yeah, or like those awkward situations where you kind of have to explain what you do.
Oh man, first and foremost, let's see if I could get out of it, and I just go, oh yeah, I work for Amazon. But then when it gets into it, so yeah, I come from like, which is, I mean, it gets even crazier. So like for me, I guess is, I'm in the role play scene too, which is all, it's like improv through a video game. But to explain that to somebody that has no idea what Twitch is, and then also that improv exists inside of like this modded GTA world, like they just don't, they're like, okay, this dude's homeless. So it's basically, it goes along the lines of like, hey, what do you do? I go, oh, you know, I can play video games on the internet and people watch. And then they're like, can anyone play video games? Like, why would people watch them play video games? You know? So that's like the first thing. And then I'm like, well, you know, like it's actually like improv through a video game. And they're like, what? You know? So it's kind of, I don't know. It's really difficult. I kind of try to avoid it if I can. That's the honest to God truth for me. But what about you two? What is your go-to on that explanation?
Roxy, take it away. I have a story for this that I'll save.
For me, thankfully, I've been playing video games for a long time, and I've never been able to shut up about it. So everyone in my life kind of already knew I liked games. My parents, my dad introduced me to games. So telling my parents, for example, like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it full time, they were like, okay, just don't screw it up. But like people that I meet for the first time, it's kind of I play video games for a living, which sounds, it's like a 10-year-old's dream, right? Oh my god, that's so cool. I don't really want to go further than that. They go, oh, can I watch? I'm like, don't ever look for me, please. I feel like there's a whole different persona online that I'm trying to keep separate. I don't want anyone to know that Hoxie exists, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's my mother is a teacher, in a middle school, and so she tends to know a lot more than the other teachers and stuff, and so the kids will be talking about Fortnite or Twitch or Tim the Tatman or something, and she'll have kind of a quick response, like she'll be able to actually interact, and they're just like, how do you know that? And she said that at the end of the year, when all the teachers were doing like the staff day at the end of the school year, they were hiring someone to come to my school and start an esports high school program. And my mother said she sat there for an hour listening to someone explain esports to her. And she didn't want to like stop them. I mean, she watches TI every year. She keeps a bracket. She has brackets printed every single year with all of the players, the results from previous years. Like she knows everything. She's on Reddit all the time. And so she just let that person sit there and rant to her for an hour because she doesn't want to tell people exactly what I do because she doesn't want them to find me. And I'm like, good, thank you, mother. Wise choice. No. So I promised a story about the most awkward way I've ever told someone what I do. I was cosplaying, and I was going to do this big cosplay stream that had been like, it had been a sub goal that I promised to do the stream, and it's this character called Beastmaster, and he's got like giant foot horns and like a red face, and he wears like leather and fur and all this other stuff. And my internet had been misbehaving for a while, and so I'd had several techs out to look at it and fix it, and they promised me it was fine, and I went live and it wasn't working. So I grabbed the modem and drove myself to their store and marched in there in full cosplay and just stood in the middle of the store, and I was like, someone needs to fix this right now.
Wow.
As Beastmaster. And someone at some point asked me, like one of the people working the store comes up to me and goes, so do you do like, you know, children's shows online or something? And deadpan in like looked at them and goes, more of an adult entertainer.
Oh no.
Because I have a maturity warning on my stream, like because I used to listen to aggressive, loud, angry music, and so I was like, this maybe isn't a place that like you shouldn't have a warning when you come into, because I also rage a decent amount with Dota, and so I was like, technically it's true. And the guy backed away from me like 10 or 15 feet and then sprinted into a back room and just hid until I was gone, and I was like the most entertaining moment of my life.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's the most awkward way that I've told someone that I'm a streamer. Okay, we can move on to weird reminiscing. And now, Hoxie, you've done some pro Fall Guys gameplay, right?
Yeah, I'm somewhat of a big name in Fall Guys, I think.
So every time a game comes out, people like to debate, hey, should this be an esport or not? Trav, like, what does it take to actually be an esport? Like, what are the essentials for that?
Oh man, I mean, obviously, you know, there's got to be there's like a certain level of talent, or I guess skill, you would need to be involved into any esport. You know what I mean? It's like you look at the different scenes, and you know, there's certain teams that are consistently on top, and you know, I mean, the practice, and you know, they have coaches and all of that. But going into Fall Guys, I'm assuming that's what we're talking about here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, listen, I'm gonna be 100% honest. My experience with Fall Guys was 2 days of playing it and then very aggressively clicking the uninstall button on Steam. I mean, I think it's great. Like, it's a great party game, you know, but I don't know. That's just kind of an esports scene for Fall Guys is crazy, because there's like this, I don't know, there's like this certain level of RNG, and maybe I didn't play enough to understand. And obviously, I guess really when I watch Fall Guys, I'm not watching for the gameplay. I'm watching for somebody to rip their hair out.
Got it.
So,
Toxie, I mean, that would solve the blue hair problem.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
More Fall Guys. Do you think that Fall Guys could be an esport? Could you see it actually happening and having a competitive scene?
I think it would take a lot of time. I know when it first came out, like, because of Twitch, it was huge, right? Like, Among Us got huge and Valorant got huge. But for me, and again, I'm going to be honest, it's died down a little bit. But obviously, as you said before, there's a tournament going on. I think just consistency, maybe it could. But it's one of them, you have to kind of wait and see how it goes.
I think that what we see with a lot of things, like Overwatch came out and it was all community tournaments for 2 or 3 years before there was a league. And PUBG took a while to have like a set dedicated league. So for people who are wondering why I'm bringing this up, excuse me, there is a $10,000 Fall Guys tournament tomorrow that is for streamers. Like only streamers are playing in it, and it's going to be interesting because that's a lot of money to me for a random party game that definitely makes you rage. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, Hoxie, any last words, thoughts, anything to share before we let you go?
Well, if you think Fall Guys is going to get big, can you let me know, because I need a pro career. I think I could be good.
Got it. We can hook you up with that. We can get you in on the ground floor.
Thank you. Also, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We will see you again another time, I'm sure. But for now, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you, Hoxie.
Thanks.
36-hour subathon. I didn't realize it was that long.
36 hours is, okay, so I guess I answered. What's the long, actually, what is the longest you have gone for a subathon?
So I've never done a subathon. I have this really weird hang up with my stream in that, and it's really hard to express because I don't want to feel like I'm shaming other streamers, but so I've always had a job in addition to streaming. So streaming's never been my career or main source of income. So I very, very, very rarely do any kind of donation or sub incentive. I really did my very first one when I moved into this house because there was a bunch of people who wanted to get me presents for the house, but kind of the only things I needed were really big stuff. So I designed this entire game with all these trivia questions that you could activate a bunch of different ways. You didn't have to donate to do it, but you could if you wanted to do it a little faster, kind of like a mobile game. So I've never done a subathon because I have this weird hang up about attaching value to it, which is super weird because that's literally what it is. But I don't know, I always get stuck.
I think you need to just do it once, just to experience it.
Oh gosh. The longest stream I've ever done is 8.5 hours. And it's the day after I got the supermassive concussion that severed all the neurons that I was talking about earlier. So I don't know. I've never been a long session streamer.
I feel you on that. I think there's something that it's like a mental test, and I don't know if it's when you're doing. There's people that I role play with on that server, and they're consistently doing 12, 14, 16-hour days, 90 hours a week, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's dedication, and it's impressive, and it is strong mental fortitude, especially role playing, right? It's not like you can just sit there and just sort of say whatever comes to your brain. If you're specifically, you have to actually think and put yourself into a character, and that sounds way harder.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those things where it's like you said, it's you constantly have to be in character, and your dialogue is the driving force inside of kind of that genre on Twitch. So it's you have to be engaging. You can't just sit around and especially, when you do hit that, if you're streaming for long periods of time, you hit that mark, and essentially it's people are gonna leave if you're not entertaining them. So it's you got to keep going. And the reason they're watching is not for high level gameplay, kind of if you would watch COD or PUBG or any of those games, it's entertainment. So taking all of that into account is kind of crazy.
Like I said, 8.5 hours, the max that I could do, and I was in a cosplay. It was a special event. There was all this super hype, and everybody was hosting me all day long. So it was all this influx of energy, and I could probably never do it again. But you know what? I just brought up cosplay. I didn't even mean to. However, yesterday we had our big cosplay competition. So I wanted to share the winners once again with some of the thoughts from the judges so you could see who won the best in craft and best in show. So there was $6,000 on the line between those two categories. First place got $1,500, second place got $1,000, and third place got $500. So we have a couple of clips from yesterday's show to just kind of give everybody a reminder of the wonderful cosplays we saw yesterday.
All right, now we're going to be presenting the first category here for tonight at the DreamHack Beyond X Iconic, and as such, we're going to be starting with Best Craft. Best Craft is a prize category for the cosplayers and how they put together their cosplays, how they brought their creations to life, and the judges have been judging based on the criteria to look at how they've used different techniques, materials, and in essence, what skills they've used into bringing their characters to life, and also how the end result has come to be. As such, there are 3 prizes for third, second, and first, with $500, $1,000, and $1,500 for first place. And each of the participants will also be winning a mouse from SteelSeries. As such, I'm going to pass it on to our judges now so they can start the, judging.
All right, it's time for the top 3 in Best Craft. Third place goes to a person which has an incredible eye for detail. You can tell that this person used a lot of time creating all of these small details. And not only that, but the paint job is also amazing. Not to mention the portrayal. It looks like this person jumped right out of the game. The execution of all the props were also great. You can really tell the time and effort this person has put into this cosplay, and it's all super amazing. We also like the fabric choice and the way this person weathered the fabrics. The winner of the third place in Best Craft goes to Kavya as Wizard from Diablo 3. Congratulations!
Truly high-level cosplay is very much about attention to detail and intent behind every creative decision. The second place winner in her costume showed us a world-class attention to detail. The proportions, the choices of fabrics and materials, texture matching, clean, precise foam work, everything was extremely precise and very deliberate. Even the tiny imperfections and battle damage were put there on purpose with great care. So for these reasons, among many others, I am happy and proud to announce the second prize winner as Sweet Angel Cosplay with her Akali from League of Legends.
Now for the winner of Best Craft and your champion, the first place prize of $1,500 and a SteelSeries mouse goes to Anhira Cosplay and her amazing Diablo Barbarian. This costume was absolutely incredible. We were all totally blown away by it. It was so detailed, so beautiful, and had so many techniques in it. She even weathered the bottom edges of her shoes to look like they had been in mud. It was so amazing. Congratulations.
Alright, so you can really tell this person stayed true to the character by putting them where they belong, like you can see in the video. It really looks like the character was brought to life. We all appreciate when cosplayers put characters out where they belong. We also think the video showed off the cosplay very nicely. And the person really stayed true to the character in the video. Third place goes to Darkest Tears as Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Town from Bloodborne. Congratulations!
The second place winner of Best in Show for the video category, winning $1,000 and a SteelSeries mouse, is Misa Cosplay in her Monster Hunter armor. This video was beautifully shot and edited. It had a wonderful location and it showcased this costume so well. It felt like I was looking at the character in the Monster Hunter game, and the whole video really brought this to life.
As judges, we had to consider a lot of different variables for the winners of this category. The quality of the costume itself and the production value of the video are great, but not the only ways to show effort and creativity. Creative thought and out-of-the-box thinking is very much what cosplay is all about, and making an entertaining video is also a skill that a cosplayer can learn, use, and master to present themselves and stand out. The winner of this category made an amazing costume using a lot of different techniques and plenty of intricate details, so it was a great start. But it was the video that showed it off in a fitting context, but in an unusual way, and it left us smiling and chuckling. So for these reasons, I'm happy to announce the first prize winner of this category to be Luminate Cosplay as Triss Marigold in her video, Lead Me to the Catacombs.
I watched them all yesterday, but seeing it again today, just that little highlight, I cannot believe not only the effort that went into the cosplays, but the videos themselves. Just, with Kimpatsu, one of the judges saying she felt like she was in Monster Hunter World, and then, our last winner, it was like you were playing The Witcher and you were about to go into catacombs.
Absolutely. I think the creativity expressed through the production in that was something that's absolutely amazing as well. I'm like a sucker for the Diablo cosplays, like the Kaiba one of the Wizard and Diablo 3, I think was, I mean, me personally, that was like the detail on the scrolls and the book and all of that, all of them had the detail was absolutely amazing. But
yeah, the Triss cosplay with the leather work. So a lot of times what happens in cosplay competitions is the bigger it is, the more the audience is impressed. But a lot of times the bigger it is, the less individual detail or attention to detail. And so Triss maybe wasn't as big or as many parts as, a Monster Hunter or a Diablo, etc. cosplay. But in a couple of the shots, you could see the insane leather working and the stitching and the molding on it that tells you that there was a lot of time and effort and attention to detail. And I love getting to see little things like that that video production kind of added to.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the most familiar when it comes to cosplaying. I've done basic. I actually did a cosplay stream once where I dressed up as a lady GTA character.
I saw those pictures. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, So I mean, I had a lot of fun doing it, but it was more just like go on Amazon, buy a purple shirt, find pants and do my makeup versus actually this kind of stuff absolutely blows me away. How long is what's the longest you've worked on a cosplay for?
My usual cosplays take 15 to 30 hours, which is pretty fast because I am not big on attention to detail. And I kind of just wanted to look good in a picture and not up close. The longest I've done was for a competition that I ended up being hired to judge, so I didn't enter. And I think it was about 110 hours I spent on one. Most of that time was spent painting. She had a quiver on her hip, and off the quiver were these long fin-like looking things. And so painting all of the different articulations of the fin so that it was all of these different colors and dimension. Oh, it took me forever. It's just the rest of the cosplay was kind of whatever, but there was a lot of making individual beads and making individual fins. Took ages.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the makeup for the one I did took half an hour, and I had to have my sister do it for me, and that took half an hour, and I was like, yo, are you done yet? It's like...
So tomorrow we have another cosplay competition where streamers are going to be given a brief at the start of a 4-hour block. We'll be streaming the 3-hour end of it, so I'll have about an hour to kind of get set up and going before we hop in and start showing off their work. And a lot of that will, I think, come down to body painting, because they have to transform themselves into another character in 3 to 4 hours. If you had expert makeup artist body painters, what would you want to be transformed into?
Ooh, I mean, that's tough. You know, I feel like reflecting back to my childhood, like, you remember the Spider-Man, the cartoon and the comic books. It's like, and then, I mean, even there was a movie made, but Venom, you know what I mean? Like that was,
Yeah.
or even, I don't know. So you're saying like body painting and, okay, rephrase the question for me one more time.
If you could be transformed into a character,
Mhm.
and it doesn't have to be a character that wears a skin tight suit, right? There are people who body paint that do other kinds of things. But if you wanted to be transformed into a character and like see it painted out with you as the canvas, what would you want to be?
Oh man, what about Spawn?
That could be cool.
You know, like the whole,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm not sure how you would do that, but I guess the same question back at you. What would you, Renessa, want to be?
Why I'm blanking on her name. She is in StarCraft and she's like a Zerg or something and has like is just massive and transforming into like, so she's Zerg, so she's like this weird organic growing. I can't remember. Is it Keratin or something? Keratin?
Oh man, the StarCraft is like, I mean, I
yes.
Is it?
It's Kerrigan. I would want to be turned into Kerrigan because she's just so cool looking. That's what I would go for. I didn't even play StarCraft. I just think she's a really cool looking character.
It's this one game I haven't actually dove into. So you're like, oh, describing it. I'm like, I'm not too sure.
Well, you know, they have StarCraft on the N64 if you really want to throw back.
That's crazy. I actually just found my N64. I have it. I have to buy an adapter to plug it into my TV. But yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, and the Rumble Pack, like the red Rumble Pack for I can't remember, or not Rumble, but it was like an expansion for whichever Zelda that was. It might have been Ocarina of Time. You had to have it.
Either that or Majora's Mask.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
N64. No, there was people don't believe me that there was StarCraft on N64, but it exists. But yeah, so you got to see, you know, the cosplay highlight from yesterday, and tomorrow at this time, on this stream, you're gonna be able to see live transformation cosplay, where cosplayers from all different kind of backgrounds and expertise in different areas of cosplay are going to do what they can to turn themselves into a character over that 4-hour block. Now, one of the things that we have going on today, we've actually got a schedule, so we can show you all the things going on today you'd like to see. So right now you are watching the DreamHack download with myself, Renessa, and my wonderful co-host, Trav Piper. And then after that, we've got a panel that is streaming and content creation from Full Sail. Then there is a Steam event showcase. We're going to hop around to a bunch of the different games we have featured in our Steam event and kind of show them off to you and give a chance to show some developer streams. Then we have 2 music performances, Clank and then Shapes. And then everything's really, really cool. I don't want to single anything out. But we have something at 4 p.m. PT that is the best of 5-second day presented by Titmouse. Here is just a little teaser of what that's going to look like and explains what it is.
Holy shit, bro! Chirp.
All right, so Timas is an animation company. You might recognize them for things like I'm going to say it wrong, Metalocalypse, the Venture Brothers, Animaniacs. They do all of that. And it takes about 8 hours to create 5 seconds of animation. So one day a year, all of their animators spend the day creating a 5-second short. And what we're going to be watching later is a whole hosted presented screening of the best of 5-second day. It's going to be 90 minutes of 5-second animations.
It's amazing. I'm a huge fan of Metalocalypse. So
What is that? I've heard the title, but I don't actually remember what it is.
Death Clock.
Oh, that's right. Oh gosh, how do I
Yeah.
keep forgetting this?
So yeah, it's kind of like, I believe that I mean, it's kind of like there's like this metal band, and they're like the biggest in the world, and essentially there's like this secret government that's constantly trying to take them down because through their music, like they literally control society, but they don't even know it. They're just a bunch of like dumb metal artists that are just trying to party and make heavy metal, and it's like this crazy thing. That is honestly one of like top 5 TV shows of all time for me. So yeah, that'll be cool to see.
All right, well, that's the screening that we're going to have later on this stream, so you'll have to hang around and watch it. But speaking of metal, we also have our very first Battle of the Bands. Now, Trav, I've seen and listened to all of the songs, at least the first round of songs. So what we did is every band submitted 3 songs. And the first round songs, our top 8, the first song they submitted, we uploaded as brand new YouTube videos in a random order playlist. And fans went to the YouTube playlist and thumbs up the songs they liked so that we could seed them. So I've got a little teaser video for you and everybody watching of our 8 finalists, so that you get a chance to experience them, and you can give us your predictions for who you think is going to win Battle of the Bands tonight. So let's take a look at that little teaser.
Descends and leaves us intact in the sands of time. We reach in the well of our hearts and our hands return back dry. We've run out of things we can say to be saved from the setting sun. What becomes of us? What's become of us? Remember me when I just know that it's you. When I'm gone,
All right, that was a lot of different music thrown at you all at once. We have a little graphic that shows the bands in the order that they were just played so that everybody can see the band names and a little picture of them. So the first seed, the one with the most fan votes, was To Us Below. Second seed was Damon Grimm, then Straight Shot Home, Hurricane Sugar, Ghost Chant, Thy Witness, All Due Respect, and the very last one we just saw was Rogue. Now, did anyone stick out to you in that at all?
Oh man, honestly, the visuals for that, I know. What was the name of the third band? Like that kind of like melodic. It was still heavy, but it was kind of melodic. But then also, like we were talking about the visuals on Rogue, the last band there was pretty cool.
So Straight Shot Home is the one with all the purples and blues.
Right.
And so that segment of the song is when I believe the lead singer's name is Chase is singing, and then like the screams hit right after that. So you're right. That song I'm glad you picked up on the heavy undertones because it does really go hard right after.
Yeah, it's it's hard to tell. It's the honest God truth is like, those my first time hearing it. So I don't know, to give an honest opinion on all of it. I don't know. So what was your favorite in those songs that we just listened to?
So the one that you brought up, the red and blue type one with the singing. So that Straight Shot Home, their social media game is on point, and they were interacting with another band that I liked. And so I just clicked on the guy's Twitter profile to see who it was. And he had a YouTube link in his bio. And so it was Straight Shot Home, and it was that song. I think it's called Introspective. And I immediately added it to my playlist, and I have a couple of their songs now, and I really enjoy listening to them. They're so much fun, and I like the way they sound. And so that's my personal favorite. It's that, and then one of the bands in there that the artwork doesn't help you know who they are, but you remember the woman who's got the like smile and the blood splatter?
Yes.
That band is called Hurricane Sugar, and they're like modern classic rock. And so they're a very different vibe from a lot of the other bands, but the guitar and the vocals and everything would be really fun when they get going. So in a different mood, that's the other band that I really like to listen to.
Yeah, that's cool. It's awesome to see a bunch of bands coming up, and with technology the way it is, especially with computers, we have the same thing with games, like indie dev games coming in, because people like The Ascent yesterday, it's like 12 people worked on that, and it's like the same thing with music. I feel like there's like this influx of great music coming out, which is so awesome. So
yeah. Well, we also, unfortunately, neither of us have to make the decision about which band wins. So I get to just be like, hey, this is my favorite. But during the Battle of the Bands later, I don't get to be like that. But we do have 3 expert judges that will be making all of the final calls. So the seeding is to put the bands into a single elimination bracket where 1 goes against 8 and 2 against 7, etc. And then the judges vote on which band is better. So Ryan Sikowski from Motionless in White, he's their lead guitarist, is the first judge. Then the second judge is Alex Bent from Trivium. He is the drummer for Trivium. And then our third and final judge is Elijah Witt, who is the lead singer and songwriter for Cane Hill. And Cane Hill has actually toured both with Trivium and Motionless in White for some of their European tours. So all the guys kind of know each other, and they're all in that metal world, but they've all kind of taken different niches in it.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's cool. That community is really cool as well.
Yeah, I don't know if any of those bands are ones that you listen to. Motionless in White, Trivium, or Cane Hill, but I enjoy all of them quite a bit.
Guys, well, you put me onto Cane Hill when we first started talking. Trivium too. I never got into Motionless in White, but no, I actually I used to live with the guitar player for this band, My Children, My Bride, and he was like heavy in the metal industry, so I think he might have told me about them, but it was just something I've never checked out.
Their sound has changed quite a bit. Their last 2 albums compared to their first 2, they've shifted a lot more into, it's not all the way radio friendly. I think that's taking a lot of credit and uniqueness away from them, but their albums are more diverse in that there's a couple of songs that are more appealing for the more general audience, and then there's the songs that are just like harder than they ever were before, that they went super far into. And then I don't know, their last albums have been really dynamic. So, and that's what I've gotten into them, is I like their last 2 albums and I don't really listen to the earlier stuff because it's just very different. But I think it's cool when bands kind of evolve and grow like that and sort of find what they're happy with.
Yeah, touching. Well, that's like the evolution of a band is always cool to see, you know, especially when you've been following from the beginning. But yeah, I don't know. There's something I really enjoy, following like a creative journey.
Well, the cool thing is these Battle of the Bands most of them haven't been around that long. A lot of them have been formed within the last couple of years. They're kind of tiny, you know, we're talking like 50 listeners on Spotify, or like 300 or maybe 2,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. So, you know, the goal was to find some new artists, help get them some, you know, money to support growing everything, get them a little more audience and exposure, give them some real feedback from experts in the industry. So that's going to be on later today. It starts at 6 p.m. Yeah, 6 p.m. PT here on the main stage. But this is it for us on the DreamHack download. You got the Battle of the Bands coming later. You have that Titmouse screening happening later. We've got cosplay tomorrow. Those are all later things. But for now, we do have a really great panel that is presented by Full Sail that is all about streaming and content creation. So it is moderated by Shay Ryan, and then the panelists on the panel are going to be Professor Broman, The Mav Show, and Big Cheese Kid. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back with this wonderful panel. And remember, if you want to experience the video game that goes along with all of this, dreamhack.com/beyond. It's free to play. It's browser-based. Hop in, get your free game codes, complete your quests, unlock your achievements. You're going to have a lot of fun, I promise. As always, let us know in chat, send us screenshots, let us know how much fun you're having with the game. That's it for today's DreamHack download. We will see you tomorrow for the last one. And for now, we'll head to a quick break, and then we will come back with Full Sail presenting streaming and content creation.
Have you ever wondered where your old Walkman has gone? You guessed right. It's where all your other stuff ends up too. The moon. This special day should have been the most fantastic one of my moon days yet. But then, I got picked up and everything went dark. I have to get back again. And so I began preparing everything. And now that you're finally here, I'm closer to home than ever.
Hi everyone, my name is Shay, aka Shayzilla, and I am an esports content creator with Full Sail University's esports team Armada. And today we are hosting a very exciting panel for DreamHack Beyond. And this time we are focusing on streaming and content creation. I am so lucky to have some amazing panelists with me today. We have the Mav Show. She's a host, a producer, Twitch partner. She has a podcast and she does animation. And then we also have Ben Bowman, aka Professor Baroman. He is the Chief Marketing Officer for Rare Drop. And then we also have Big Cheese KIT, I'm a big fan, entertainer and working with Nappy Boy Gaming. So good to see all of you. Thank you for being here today. How are you?
Thanks for having me.
Feeling good, feeling great. How about you?
Awake, alive in the year 2021. Let's go.
Yes.
Right. Right. This year's been very different than last year, so I'm very excited.
I know. I'm wondering how some of these answers might have changed for 2021 versus 2020. But let's jump right into things. As I said, we're doing streaming and content creation. So this first question, I don't know who wants to start it off, but when it comes to content creation, there's always a discussion of quality versus quantity because you want to be putting a lot of things out there, but you also want to have quality content. So how do you find the balance between quality and quantity?
Oh, wow. I guess I'll just say that you want to just focus on quality content, and if you can make quantities of that. So basically, if you're live streaming, make sure you kind of have something in your mind of like what you're going to want to either have clipped or some moments that are going to be happening. That way you can kind of make quantities of your quality. Here we go.
That makes sense.
I think that's like the perfect answer, right? When you get started, you're going to need to focus on, doing one thing incredibly well. When I started streaming like a decade ago, there weren't a lot of assistive tools, right? Like you were considered like, oh, what a maverick. You're using OBS Studio. It has so many customization options, right? But now you have the ability to take like whatever your core quality content is, and you can redistribute that basically anywhere you want using smart tools. So I think that, to agree with what Mav said, we finally, in the creator space, we finally have enough automated assistive tools where it's like, if you want to take a clip and post it on, natively, like reformat it, post it on TikTok and Instagram and everywhere, you can do that. You can have a little, AI robot run around and do all that stuff for you. It's been a big part of simplifying our workflow for the stuff that we do at Rare Drop and even, big events like GCX.
How about you, Mr. Cheese?
Well, I'm gonna piggyback off of them. Quality streams, quality content, and just having a quantity of that will bring people to, your streams and help you grow an audience. Dealing with like Ben said, with a lot of tools today that can help you with what you want to do as far as TikTok, as far as YouTube, or even Instagram Reels, building that audience. Nobody wants to watch a fuzzy background or a fuzzy camera anymore. They want to see like your face in 4K. So I say like
only yours, Cheese.
I mean, I try, like a lot, but no, like I mean, if you think about it, like just bringing quality content, something that makes people laugh, something that that you feel like would be a highlight, or with something that impacts, a video to where it's like, I gotta see that again and again and again and again. So if you bring that type of quality, it will bring the quantity. There we go. I always say quality again. But no, like I feel like quality brings quantity. So right. I definitely agree with Mav and Ben on that one.
I feel like that's the soundbite. Like quality brings quantity. I love that soundbite right there. Someone clip that out. So you all obviously have so much experience working in this industry in content creation and streaming. And with all of this knowledge that you have now, what is something that you wish that you personally knew when you first got started?
That's a huge question.
Sorry.
So many things.
I think for me, that the number one thing that I I wish I would have known when I got started was it's going to be okay. Like,
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
think that
say
we
that.
have, and I know that sounds like a platitude, but let me explain, right? Like, we have a tendency to, because we have to as creators, like analyze data and all this other stuff. And so you can get into this really hypercritical space where suddenly you're just, let's say you're doing things 99% right. And it's like you're blind to the 99% of things, and you still think you're doing 100% of things wrong because you're so focused on like whatever isn't right. But it's a learning process. There's always going to be a new way to approach something. There's always going to be changes. And I think that understanding that it's more important about like, what do I want to create today? And continuously asking yourself, what do I want to make? Instead of trying to run around and be like, oh, well, what's the best this or what's the best that? Because if you play that game too long, you end up making content that just looks really generic, and that can lead to some less success. So I think accepting at the beginning that every piece of content's not going to be a banger. Everything that you make isn't going to be transformational for your life. And in doing so, it allows you to appreciate the stuff that you make that really does change things. And it also makes you really appreciate the stuff that you create that maybe only a small portion of your community appreciates, because they're like, oh yeah, this is my shit. I really, really enjoy talking about dogs with polka dots. And that's why I tune into Mav every day, because every day Mav talks
You don't
about
want to
that.
miss it.
You don't want to miss it.
So to piggyback off of that, I wish I would have learned to just, like I said, just accept the fact that everything's going to be okay, and to accept losses as well, because a lot of times we have flaws when it comes to streaming, audio, video, stream not connecting to the network or having internet problems. Like, the number one problem that I would always have is internet. It's like, why can't I connect? Oh, well, the server's down. I'm like, okay, well, now I gotta wait a few hours, and I'm over here trying to connect. So I like, overall, accepting the fact that there will be losses. You're not going to win all the time, and you have to accept that things will occur, things will happen, and like Ben said, everything's going to be okay. It's all right to accept losses. It's all right to just accept the fact that you won't be able to stream tonight. You might have to just take a break. That's another thing. Learn to take breaks. I remember being consistently streaming 7-8 hours a day as if it was a full-time job, while having a full-time job. So here I am streaming all hyper and stuff. I get to work and be like, hello, how can I help you? Like, so it's okay to take breaks. It's okay to play that game, to play your game. Do what you love. Don't try to fall into the whole trend category, and then next thing you know, oh, it's a new trend, I want to play this now. And it's not even your game. It's not your type of game. Like, but you're playing it because it's trending. It's okay to play the games that you love, and just roll with it. Accept it. It's okay to take losses. You don't have to be the most popular person because the most popular game is out. Just accept what you love what you play, and do what you love.
And people will know. Like, people can see it. People can see if you're unhappy with something. People can feel it. It's awkward. It's weird.
I love this game.
I love it so much.
This is great.
I guess mine is post it. Just post it. Just post it. I'm learning after so many years of, being so critical of myself and always being like the weird, different one, that I should have just posted it, because there are so many other people out there that are like me that don't know where I am yet, because I haven't posted it. There could be a clip that you think is really dumb, like mine, that was like a dumb Among Us in between moment. That is my worst clip I think I've ever posted, and it went viral, and now people found me. So it's like, you just never know, and you got to give yourself the opportunity to be found. I think is really important. And sometimes there are like big moments in the world that are even in the industry that everyone's kind of memeing off of. You don't have to do what everyone else is doing. You don't have to dance on TikTok, but like, put your own twist on it. Like make it yours. Take it and twist it and just like and do you. So important.
It's a lot of encouragement in that. I like that. You guys are all very supportive.
We
I know
try.
you try. we kind of touched on it a little bit before with some of your answers, but there are so many platforms out there and you can put your content across so many platforms. So when you have multiple platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, all these areas, how do you have to tailor your content for each platform, or do you have to tailor it for each platform? What things do you have to take into consideration?
I think you should focus on the ones you like. I think it shows when you like a platform. But that being said, like if you're a fan of TikTok, but you have an Instagram, you should definitely repurpose some things, but also making content for the platform. Like it would be really weird if you were live streaming on Twitch, just making content for TikTok and to your phone. Like that would be not ideal because that's like not the content on Twitch, but it happens. But yeah, I think focusing on what people are actually doing on the apps, actually doing your research and what people actually want to see is really important. I think 30% of my whole content creation process is like doing research and taking in content as much as I make it. So
I think we have, we have so many different like avenues when it comes to like presenting content and like best practices. I like to focus, I guess, on like a top 3 kind of situation. Like no matter where I'm posting, I'm just trying to get the top 3 important things right. So like recontextualize hashtags, right? Like if you're posting on Instagram, you use the appropriate total number there versus TikTok, you just, you can reduce what you're using or whatever and make sure that you're like, I think that's something you can do when you're repurposing content that makes a big difference. So recontextualizing stuff for text, video, like make sure you change the format so it's vertical if it's on TikTok, things like that. And then this is the big one that I think a lot of folks forget. Reply to comments.
What?
Like
people are watching?
You're building a community. So if you're posting somewhere new, like actually talk to people. Like you're like, well, I don't understand why people don't interact with me here the way that they do on Twitch. Well, on Twitch, you're always talking to somebody. And if all you do is post on Instagram and then hop off and you've got, hundreds of comments on your posts, that's hundreds of people who've been like, wow, you're cool, talk to me. Well, and you just sort of let that set. And look, I have I have attention deficit disorder, so I will forget about social media platforms for long swaths of time. So I'm by no means do I do this perfectly, but remembering to go back in and realize that along with redistribution, you are cultivating community on these other apps or any of the places where you're making things. That's kind of my big list. That's what I try to do.
Yeah, definitely. It's important to remember their people.
Remember, you have a community you're trying to grow.
Yeah.
Yup.
So yeah, to piggyback off of what Ben said, like remember to reply because, like I say, I forget to. I'll be like, yeah, look at this very nice video I have here, and then you're like, oh, that's dope. Where did you get that? I'd be like, so on to the next video. So yeah, just remembering that you have a community outside of streaming, and that's what you're trying to build. You're trying to build your brand outside of just streaming. So the same way that you are on, on whatever platform you stream on, you should be on other platforms as well. And just building up your brand and building up your community, which is key. You don't want to just be that person on Twitch and then nobody else knows where you are. It's kind of like a Kawhi Leonard effect. Everybody knows who he is in the NBA, but he has no social media whatsoever. So it's like, do you want that? I mean, if you're getting paid like him, yes. But as far as your brand, you want to make sure that you continuously grow your brand because nowadays everything is based off of social media. And that's how you're able to, get this type of, oh, here's a sponsored string, here's a sponsored tweet. Like if you build your community, that will actually come to you. So continue to build that brand, respond, and be interactive. That's the main thing, is be interactive.
Yeah, I would say the last thing is to schedule time. If community is what you're looking for, which I think every content creator, like, it's be weird to not have art people, you know, schedule time. Like, take an hour off of your stream to actually have those conversations with people. And, you know, I schedule time a couple times a week to respond to DMs, respond to comments and stuff, and it's in my calendar so I don't forget. So if that's what you need to do, I'll do that.
Kind of jumping off this idea of like your audience and multiple platforms, do you find any difficulty getting your audience to switch platforms? Do you find they're very loyal to one and they don't really want to cross on to over to others? What is that like for you guys?
I did before, you know, when I was on YouTube. I was on YouTube before I was on Twitch, and you know, I was telling people, you know, I made a Twitch channel. You know, make sure you come check me out. It was like, oh, I don't really trust Twitch like that. I prefer to watch you on here. It's like, dang, but this is where I'm going. Like, this is where I'm at now. Like, I prefer now. Like, I prefer to watch me live. But you know, I think like when it changed or converted to Twitch, you know, from Justin.tv, people were like, I ain't never heard of this before. This sounds like a virus. I want to come over here and but no, I'm like, this is a live stream, and this is what I do, and I wouldn't take you anywhere that I wouldn't trust myself. So you building up that communication and build up that trust for your community to be like, oh, okay, I will go here and check you out. You're live. This might be better than your actual videos. Sound like a diss, but yeah, I'm here live now. But just you know, building that trust so people can be able to, you know, convert to where you are going as far as on social platforms. I know there was a lot of people that was on Mixer that didn't want to go to Facebook. I know there was a lot of people that was on Facebook that didn't want to go to Mixer because it's like, this is where I found you and this is where I continue to stay. But, you know, if you are able to, you know, have that good car salesman talk, like, look, this is where I am at right now, and you will come over here, you will get more perks. Yeah. And it works.
I think that when we're looking at like trying to cultivate community across apps, it's important to recognize. I think there was a little time, and this is sort of a new idea that I've been playing with. There was a little bit of time where we talked about like, oh, this is my core audience, and then I'm trying to get them to move to other places. You know, something we've learned at Rare Drop as we're trying to like expand stuff is that there's also a very, very beneficial way to look at it as, well, every app and everywhere I am distributing is a new community, and it is my primary community. And I can treat all of these locations as if they matter just as much. It's just sort of a different way of looking at it. So that way we're no longer worried about like, how do I get the people from here over to here? Because that's going to happen. Like she said, like that's going to happen naturally if you're making good content and you're a good salesman, right? Like you're like, oh, well, if you come over here on TikTok, you're going to have all of these crazy, you know, the whatever clips that I got. Yeah, you know, and that always feels good. But I think that people have started to become that. I mean, like the ultimate goal is you want everyone to just enjoy your content wherever it's at. And so we can talk about moving people from one platform to another, but we can also look at it like, how do I meet the people that are on this platform that don't know me, kind of like our last conversation, like where they're at. Because I have, you know, I posted a couple of things on TikTok about Destiny, which I used to stream all the time. And now I have people show up on my stream from like 7 years ago, like, oh my God, I watched you in middle school. And now I'm a sophomore in college. And it feels great. It feels so good every time that happens. I feel excellent and so young. But I mean,
like, it's, yeah, I feel so young, huh?
Just so young. I feel so young, and so vibrant. But it's that sort of like, you never know where people are going to end up at. So I think that keeping the good salesmanship and letting people know, like, you know, I'm here now is awesome, but making sure that you don't that can lead us mentally to thinking about other, you know, parts of our content or other communities is not as important as our primary community, but it's all important. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just piggyback off of that a little bit. It's important to talk about it. We forget, because we are all the stars of our own life, that we assume people are checking the Twitter feeds, checking this, checking that. And I'm not checking on anyone. And also, there's so many people and so much content that's just flying by that no one's going to catch it. Obviously, we have like Discord where there's like notifications, but like you got to remember people have their own lives and to like respect that and respect the platform that they choose to be on. So the majority of my audience is Twitch, for example, and I've streamed on Mixer and Facebook. And now I have a podcast that I've had for a while, but that's even a different audience. So kind of keeping my core audience in mind, I kind of name them Mavicorns because they're just like the ride or dies, like the people that I am making content for. But I also try to remember people on TikTok who have no idea who I am,
Right.
have no idea what I'm about. And especially even the podcast scene is like so different. And on top of that, it's like the Xbox audience. Talk about just a wave of people who have no idea who I am. And I'm playing this game I don't really know. And so it's trying to get people around and trying to remind them. And I always tell my audience, like, hey, we're streaming on Xbox this morning. No one knows who I am. So just a heads up, I'm going to sound a little bit like a broken record because that's just the state of Twitch. And that's also knowing your platform, right? Like you have to know Twitch is audience. They pop in and out of the stream in like what, 5 to 10 seconds. You have that much time to catch them. So the few times that you remind people what's going on is not enough actually. And so without exhausting your audience, it's important to talk about it. It's important to talk about why you're starting a new platform and what you want to do with it, and you know, talking about your dreams because they're going to fight for you too. I think one of the main things that I think is something you could start today, even if you're streaming and you have some sort of a kernel, is I always tell my chat to retweet the stream because grandma's out there on the Twitter. She's lost. You've got to bring her in here. You got to rein her in. So now it's a meme and we've got all these old emotes of like, get all the boomers in here, get everybody in here. Don't let them know and incentivize it, right? So if we hit 20 retweets, we either give a sub away or give a code away or something, or do something dumb in the back here. There's always something crazy going on. And that's what works for us, right? So sometimes maybe it's like if you are into information, maybe it's like you share a tip or like you got to incentivize something because like you have to think of it as like you're the viewer as well. Like what would you want your streamer to share with you? And so I think that's really important.
I didn't even think about incentivize. That makes like a whole lot of sense. I'm like over here writing my own notes like, yes, ma'am.
It's also fun. Like I know a lot of people do like subathons and things like that for just incentivizing things. And your community loves that because they want to see you do goofy things or silly things or things that make you happy. Like I know friends that take time off and people have to sub for that goal. And they're like, yes, go on vacation, take a break. We're subbing for this. And so, yeah, you got to give them the opportunity to have some power there.
There's been a lot of discussion about obviously your personality, your personal brand is so tied to all of the content that you're making, everything that you're streaming. But every once in a while you get to work with like a major brand or in collaboration with someone else. How do you still tie in and incorporate your personal brand and style in your content and streaming when you're collaborating with someone else, maybe who has their own very strong brand or presence?
Yeah, Ben.
What's it like?
What's it like to switch gears here?
What's it like? I mean, you know, I've been streaming for a long time. And then obviously like we built secondary brands off of that. I've done sponsored streaming for my whole career. For me, the ultimate breakdown is it's all about how you set the framework up with the sponsor at the beginning. I don't take deals with people who don't let me be creative because we all have a flow of how we create things. Like my method is different than Mav's method, which is different than Big Cheese KIT's method, which is different than, you know, anyone else. Like everyone has a different creative process. So when you're working with sponsors, I think one, make sure that they're willing to accept how you create. For me, I need things to be a little abstract and flexible. So if somebody's like these hard dates, these hard times, 5 levels of approval, all this other stuff, I'll explode. I'll get it done because I do, but like those were very difficult for me. So if you're working with somebody who has like, whether it's another streamer has an incredibly strong personal brand, or you're working with, you know, brands that have incredibly strong brands, I think that it's about recognizing what your voice sounds like and making sure that you're always speaking in your voice ultimately. And that's it's a little bit of an abstraction, but ultimately, like, as long as you can still sound like yourself, you're going to make your best content, which will make your sponsors happy. It will make other broadcasters happy, and it'll make your community happy. And the magic is finding out how to do that. In the middle, you got to consider the variables.
Like blending in, you know, my creativity with sponsored streams, I think is one of my most original content besides my original content. And like Ben said, I'm back up on piggyback off of that, is that, you know, if I can't be myself on the streams, then it's going to be a problem because I can't be like a robot. Well, here you are. Here's the item that we are going to introduce to you. Like I can't do that. Like I have to be improvising. I have a looping station here. I do music for certain sponsor streams. So like being creative or being yourself on sponsor streams, or, you know, sponsored anything, I think is what makes that content best for sponsors as well. Because it shows them, hey, yes, this is the person that, you know, I chose to sponsor, but check out his originality, check out his creativity, check out what he does as well as my product, you know. And you don't want to take away what you do just because you have a sponsored stream. Now I understand, you know, there are certain sponsor streams where you have to take away all of your ads or all of your sponsors off of the stream and then just show that one. It's an understanding thing, but you can't take me away from the whole thing. So just showing that you have a personality, or showing that you have some type of creativity behind your sponsor streams will show them, hey, we can work with this guy again and again and again because he's so genuine with what he does and the way that he, you know, sponsors our streams. This is how we wanted it to work. So for an example, I'm going to be the goofy person that I am, and then I could be like, hey, don't get knocked out by playing Knockout City type of thing. So, you know, it's like, so it's like improvising and being creative in the midst of sponsoring the person that you want to sponsor, I think like will be the best thing, or blending it in. So that's how I would do things.
I think communication is just like number one here. You just need to be completely transparent. Like it took months to even get hired on with the Xbox team. And it was because I was so worried about my voice. And, you know, I'm not a traditional host. I'm very much myself, and I'm goofy, and I'm a gamer, and I'm loud. And those are things that I didn't want to lose and didn't want to change because of a corporate setting. And the cool thing about Xbox is that they've really allowed me to be creative. Like we really have so much hands-on with what's streamed on the channel and the conversations behind it. Like the thing that really tipped me over, and even in my interviews, was that I led a Warcraft guild back in the day. That was something that brought up. And I even have my D&D alignment on my resume, because people just want to know how you are as a person and who you are, and like how that communication can be shared. So even when I'm doing interviews with, like, let's say Baldur comes back on, I've interviewed folks from the Destiny team. I'm interviewing the Minecraft team tomorrow, for example, and the Fallout 76 team, and remembering that I am who I am and I'm Mav, and they wanted me to do this as me. So it's, you know, it's really hard to feel that imposter syndrome of like, oh my gosh, I'm just a streamer. They want this host, but no, like they hired you, or you're there, or people are watching you for you and your commentary, and to be that person. Obviously, there's a time and place. I'm probably not going to wear a hot pink cowgirl hat during an interview, but like there's a time and place for different parts of you. And you know, an easy trick is to either have a post-it of like the 3 main things that are important to you. If it's welcoming everyone, or, you know, being loud, or, you know, taking every 30 minutes, there's something happening. Making sure you keep those promises to yourself, I think, is like the most important part, because no one knows that you're letting them down except you. You'll only know that you're letting yourself down if you kind of break that promise to yourself with like losing your independence and your identity, kind of, so important. Oh my gosh.
I mean, it is like it's having done some activations where I wasn't as protective about how I need to present information for it to be received from that's the other thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they force you to present the information their way, your community. And I've had a couple of activations where someone's like, no, it has to be like this. And I've legitimately stated, like, I do not feel that this is the ideal way to communicate this information, and I don't think my audience will like it. And sometimes people say they don't care, which is kind of shocking. So, really, really, listen to Mav's advice. Take the extra time necessary and make sure that you get to be yourself still.
And say no. Oh my gosh.
And say no.
There's so much. Giving yourself the opportunity to even say no is so powerful for yourself and your confidence. I've had so many opportunities where I could have done it, but I was so busy and I just said no. And they're like, okay, we'll let you know if there anything else comes up. Or you just never know if, like, I said no to streaming full time and I work with Xbox now. Like, that would have never happened if I didn't decide to change my future for myself, or change the content I want to make, or change, the trajectory of the Mav show. Like, that would have never happened if I didn't say no. So no is as powerful as yes.
I like that. I would never think about that. No is as powerful as yes, but I think it's important also just for your mental health to be able to say no and be able to separate yourself sometimes. Right. I have one more question, kind of going off this theme of advice as we wrap things up. What advice do you have for people who are just getting started, or maybe they're nervous to get started with streaming and content creation? What would you tell them?
It's a long road. Just start. I would say someone who's like maybe just out of school, like, incorporate that. Like, I was going to school at Full Sail full time online and working 2 jobs, and I had 2 small children, and I was going through a divorce. So everything was against me. And once I graduated, like that week, I started up my computer, which is like this all-in-one Walmart, dusty, nothing. Now they're cool, right? Now Walmart has like Razor and stuff. Like,
they
that
got
was
decent
not
stuff.
that
I know
was
what
not
you're
what
talking
was
about.
that was not what's going on. But my chair was held together by duct tape, and I made it work, and I showcased like animation on it and things that I had gone to school for. And that was originally what I was joining for. It was supposed to be just a funny, dorky stream of my half done animations and me playing games poorly. And, I kind of started by getting involved with Extra Life. It was my first 24-hour stream, was like my first stream ever on Twitch to like 20 people, but we raised like $200, and I was like, yes. And I caught the bug, and sometimes you find your thing. Like, I'm very much into improv, and I'm very much into comedy. And as you know, like, animators are very animated. So it just felt so natural to me. And, Destiny had just launched, and Elder Scrolls Online had just launched. And those were the 2 games that I was just playing so much of, and was just like a part of those communities. And so now I'm interviewing them, and it's so bizarre. And that all I can say is just keep going and just start. It's a slow burn. Content creation is as cheesy as it sounds. It's as big and cheesy as it sounds. It's a way of living. Like, your community is a part of your life. Like, I have people that have been with me since day one, and we're going on 7 years now, and they're like my longest relationship. So it really is like a way of living, I think.
To add on to that was sort of exactly where I was going, would be like, just start, because there's a lot to learn, right? Like, recognizing, and this is not meant to like start, because once you start, you'll feel it. You'll feel whether or not it's right for you. That's the other thing. I used to do, well, I still do my podcast, but like, it used to be very content creator focused and like Q&A, and everyone, that was the question, what do I do? What do I do? And just start. And hearing people who started and then came back and said, I tried it and I didn't like it. But now I feel free to do other things. So like, instead of letting this idea that you could be a streamer take up brain space for you, try it. If you don't like it, congratulations. There's this whole field of possibilities in your mind that you can now accept as real and move on to whatever's next. But once you start, you're going to realize like, okay, this is exciting, but there's a lot to learn. You're essentially accepting the task of getting an interdisciplinary PhD in audio video production, live entertainment, theater, networking, home security,
management,
art design, management, finance management, accounting, tax law, and all this other stuff that touches what you do. And everything I just said sounds super intimidating, but you don't learn it all in one day. You learn it as you go. I feel very confident in my ability to make content now, but I still have a lot of things I have to learn. But it took me 8 years, which is about the length of a postgraduate into doctoral program. If you go straight through, which everybody knows you don't get days off on streaming, so we all do. Well, you didn't get days off back in the day, but now things are different and much better.
Very different now than it was. So now, now like schedules are very flexible. Like you don't actually want to stream all the time. So it's actually plausible. Like I was streaming once a week for these last couple months and it was awesome. Everyone knew when we were streaming and when to show up. And that was when we were going to have fun. So
I feel like as far as you just going, because that's the best advice that anybody could give somebody is like, just go, just jump. Research and read the rules as well, because a lot of people just jump on and don't know about the new terms of service, or what I call DMCA. So it's like a lot of new things out there that people have to understand, because sometimes when we do start and we get hit with something, it's like, I don't understand why did this happen. All I was doing was playing music. It's like, that's why. It's like sometimes when you go with the flow, when you just go, it's okay to adventure off, but you have your side quests you have to check out as well. So I say read the rules, research, and have fun. Have fun doing it. Don't
what?
I understand people want to go hardcore. I'm going to go 48 straight hours streaming this game right here. I'm going to do it. Like, take your time. Have fun. Don't overdo it, because there's a possibility of overdoing it, and you'll tire yourself out before you even think about going full time. It's like, I just did this partially, and I'm already tired. So it's like, okay, go ahead, jump in, take your time doing it, research, read the rules, and have fun.
I like that. There's a lot of solid advice. I like how get involved, but also please research first.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much information out there. There's so much information.
So much.
We need a Reading Rainbow episode. Like, hello.
I mean, I feel like that's like a content idea right there. Look, we're already coming up with new stuff. All right. Well, I think that's about it for all of my questions. This has been absolutely amazing. If there's anything else you want to add, please feel free. But I'm so thankful for you guys sitting down with me today for this amazing panel. I feel like I learned so much. I was like taking mental notes the whole time. But thank you for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for having us.
Wait, we're supposed to sit?
Now we just sit.
Oh.
Now we just hang.
This is it. That's over.
I was standing this whole time.
Have you ever wondered where your old Walkman has gone? You guessed right. It's where all your other stuff ends up too. The moon. This special day should have been the most fantastic one of my moon days yet. But then, I got picked up and everything went dark. I have to get back again. And so I began preparing everything. And now that you're finally here, I'm closer to home than ever.
just like others, don't want to be like them.
I'm back here on the main stage checking in to see how everything is going. Thank you to Full Sail for presenting such an amazing panel right now with all that insight, and for the panels that they presented earlier this week. If you missed them on Wednesday, Full Sail also had panels about careers in esports and the ins and outs of collegiate esports. So anyways, we're welcoming you back, or, you know, thanking you for hanging around here on the main stage at DreamHack Beyond. Wondering what DreamHack Beyond is? If you've been here all week, you've heard me say this a lot of times, but you know what? If you are new to the stream and you're new to hanging out with us, we've got an entire video game. It's called DreamHack Beyond. You're going to go to dreamhack.com/beyond to claim a free ticket. Hop into the game, completely free, no download required. It's entirely browser-based, where we built a video game that is all about the DreamHack experience. There are achievements to unlock, there are quests to complete, there are avatars to customize, plus a whole bunch of extra customizations for your avatars. You can grab some monsters and, you know, drink a monster can, and you get to run quite a bit faster. There are shrinking potions. There is a cosmetic you can get that will turn your head into a bucket of popcorn. There are little pets that you can collect who will follow you around that are exclusive to the event. There are Steam codes to redeem for free games. There are discounts on future DreamHack tickets. Whatever you are looking to accomplish, guess what? We got it all packed into DreamHack Beyond. So once again, dreamhack.com/beyond is how you're gonna hop into and access that game. It's only live, you know, today's the second to last day. It'll be running for part of tomorrow, and then you won't be able to hop into Beyond anymore. So, you know, better make sure you go in, do your quest, level up, get those achievements. So if you've been with us, you would have just seen, as I mentioned, the Full Sail panel. Now what we're going to do is we're going to dive into our Steam event, and we want to share with everybody watching this stream some of the different incredible games we have featured in Beyond. So if you see any games that you like, we're going to link their Steam pages in chat, but you can also head into Beyond and find their booths in-game. The NPCs staffing these booths often have discount codes, they have access to demos, they have trailers that maybe you're not going to see anywhere else. So if you see a game you like, make sure to hop into Beyond and check it out. Now, the first game that we are showcasing, we actually showed off earlier this week on stream. It's called Cat Cafe Manager, and we had some developer gameplay. But if you missed that, we wanted to make sure that you got to see this game and see this kind of like chill, casual, fun environment. It's developed by Roost Games and published by Freedom Games. So you're going to look for the Freedom Games booth in the Kaiju Halls. And the description for this game is, so you're the Cat Cafe's new owner. Nice meeting you. Hope you can fix this old place up. Plenty of stray cats around who deserve a proper home. I reckon the townsfolk could use a wee pick-me-up as well. Lots of talk about a mysterious black cat stalking the streets. So there's your game description. We're going to watch some gameplay from Cat Cafe Manager.
To use in the Cat Cafe. It's kind of like a research tree, if you will. In fact, it kind of looks like one. So we have 4 statues that we can restore. A cat statue, which has upgrades for your cats, such as litter boxes or more cats, which is nice. We have a decoration shrine, which unlocks new kinds of furniture for you to place in your cat cafe, such as industrial furniture or hipster furniture. We have a food shrine, which unlocks new kinds of recipes and food that we can cook. There's like all kinds of recipes. And we have a service shrine, which allows us to unlock toilet tech, for example, or more staff to work in our cat cafe. In fact, I think that's where I'm going to start. Unlocks the community notice board where you can hire staff. So we're going to set that as our project. As you can see, this is going to unlock when we reach our delight goal of 65. So every time that we service a customer now, the more satisfied they are, the more delight they'll give us, which means that, you know, the faster we're going to be unlocking this particular research. All right. Back at the cafe. Let's skip to morning. All right, so we got a lot more stuff today. As you can see. Oh, that's nice. Ah, yeah. These vagabonds are actually a little bit more like satisfied with our cafe because our cooking skill increased, so we were able to prepare their glass of water a lot better than they were anticipating. All right, it's a new day. I am only advertising to witches, which should mean there we are. That we will be seeing a lot of witches today, which is awesome because I wanna get some nectar. And witches pay in nectar. Oh boy. So witches have a new need that I haven't had to deal with before, a social need. Which means that I'm gonna have to like chat them up a little bit, like here. Chatting with them, and this is taking a while because my social skill is actually not that high. I noticed that some stray cats are showing up here. There's a whole gaggle of them. Oh god. I need another staff member. Look at all these orders coming in. Alright, first I'm gonna pet these stray cats, because I think Tucker is there again. I've been real lucky. Oh, hold on. So I should be able to adopt them now. Ba-boom! Adopt. So like I said, we can rename Tucker here. This is just sort of the name that we gave the cat. You've won this cat's trust. They would like to be adopted. Go ahead and give them the perfect name. I'm gonna stick with Tucker. So let's adopt them. Yay! Little temporary UI here. Like I said, game is still very much in development. You are looking at an alpha build here. Plenty of fixes, new mechanics and such to come. Alright. Wait, where's Tucker going? Tucker left for some reason. Here we are. So now we have our second cat, Tucker. As we can see, Tucker is really good with fisher folk, which we haven't unlocked yet. Let's make some tea for the witch here. Let's serve this tea. A little glitch there. That's fine. Like I said, game is still very much in development. Nice. She gave us 31 nectar, which is enough to... I believe we need 50 nectar to unlock another recipe. Let's go ahead and do that, shall we? Let's get all this tea in. And as you could see just now, actually, these witches also have another new need, toilets. So we already have a toilet, so that's fine. But we're going to have to clean this toilet every once in a while. So our cleaning skill is going to come in handy there. And higher level customers are going to want nicer toilets. So this is kind of... Oh yeah, there we go. So we have to clean this toilet. Nicer toilets, you also actually have to clean a little bit less often. So a nicer toilet would be kind of cool to buy. But I think we need to get that from the shrine first. One of your cats just peed on the floor. This means there aren't enough litter boxes for the amount of cats in your cafe. More expensive litter boxes can serve more cats. Yeah, so we got a second cat now. Tucker's chilling around. That does mean that we're gonna have to deal with more cat pee, sadly. Let's do that. This witch really wants to chat and chill. For now, I'm gonna have to... I'm gonna ignore her for a second and serve this black tea. Oh, we also have enough points to level up one of our cats. So we can see here, actually, this witch was unhappy with the current toilet situation because the toilet's too dirty for her to use. Oh, there we go. Both a tutorial and a project complete. Nice. So we got another shrine, or a first shrine project complete, which unlocks the community notice board. You can now hire more staff. To do so, go to the community notice board in town. We'll do that in a second. First, we're going to set another project. I'm gonna set litter boxes because, well, we saw the cats peeing on the floor earlier. I think a litter box would, you know, be more than fair to the cats as well. Alright, so let's go over to the community notice board to see if we can hire some new staff. So we have a ton of looking for job. Anything that pays. I've previously worked as a cat whisperer and I'm very skilled in cat care. Right? Anything that pays. Previously worked as a cat groomer, very skilled in cat care. Very skilled in service. So I think I want someone that's very skilled in service, because as you saw, I have a ton of customers coming in right now that are pretty difficult to all service. So I'm gonna hire them. So we have our first extra staff member. It's Zach. And extra staff members are actually gonna automatically go around your cafe performing tasks. So while Zach is over here chatting up this witch, I'm gonna be filling up that food bowl. And I'm gonna go talk to this interesting looking lady right here, which is another new regular. Let's go see what their deal is. This is Finley. Hi, I hope it's okay to say the work you're doing here is inspiring, honestly. Thanks so much. Hey, no problem, I mean it. I'm Finley. I make music, not like for money, unless you count my mom's Patreon sub. Bet you didn't think there'd be many artists in Caterwall. Lots of creative folk moved here to focus on work. Catachino's chill, I bet they'd love it. Us artists can hook you up with jewels. The craftsmen over at Gruff Decorations charge jewels for their nicest furniture. Of course they would. So if you're looking to furnish your cafe, advertise to artists and get yourself some jewels, okay? I really enjoy working on my stuff here, and I hope I get to know you a little bit better too, if that's cool with you. Pleasure meeting you, Finley. Till next time then. Alright. So, we met Finley. Finley is an artist, which is a new customer group. And like she said, artists pay in jewels, a new kind of resource. We go to the decorations and appliances store, we can see that if we want to get like some a nice cash register or a nice rug, it's gonna cost us some jewels. So I would like to appeal to artists with my cat cafe. Hopefully get some nice jewels in. Let's see, Finley wants some tea. Oh, actually, she didn't want tea, she wanted coffee. Black coffee. This customer desires black coffee. Alright, that's a recipe we don't have yet, so I'm gonna go, yeah, you know, Zach's got it covered. Zach, while you're dealing with that stuff, I'm gonna go to the market and see if I can buy a coffee recipe. Black coffee recipe. Cool, I'm gonna need some coffee beans. Make that, buy all the coffee beans. What? We already have a coffee machine. So the next time an artist comes in asking for black coffee, I got them covered. One of your cats is a little stressed out. This means there aren't enough scratch pulls for the amount of cats in your cafe. More expensive scratch pulls can serve more cats. Yeah, like I said, look, ooh, that's actually a problem. So both cats are stressed out right now. So we need to pet them both and calm them down.
That was a look at Cat Cafe Manager. If you have a need to keep the cats happy, build up the morale of the town, and visit a cute little farmer's market, then Cat Cafe Manager is not out yet, but it is listed as coming soon on Steam. So you can go ahead and wish list it. You want to make sure you hear all the updates about Cat Cafe Manager and are there to catch it when it launches. So the next game that we are going to show off here on our Steam feature at DreamHack Beyond is Blazing Sails. Fight for survival in Blazing Sails, a fast-paced pirate PvP game. Create your own unique pirate and ship, band together with other players to command your mighty vessel. Navigate land and sea for loot, resources, unique weapons, and ship upgrades. Sink every other ship to win the skirmish. This is currently an early access game that is 25% off, running now through August 9th if you end up watching the gameplay and seeing that this is something that you want to grab. So we're gonna dive right in, steer right in, I don't know, swashbuckle in, something along those lines. I can't think of a corny enough transition. So here is a little look at Blazing Sails.
I'm gonna drop their anchor. They have
That's...
I missed. Never mind. I'm not gonna drop the anchor. They have a barrel on the front, by the way.
I'll do the repairs.
Dude, I love the mortar so much. Oh my god. That's a hit. Love to see it. That's a hit. Love to see it. Oh, when you're chasing, it's even better. Oh, they stopped moving.
Got the barrel
and they started
on the right
again.
On the right?
Yeah.
Alright.
And on the left as well, so...
Okay, so it doesn't matter which way we pass them.
Fully upgraded. Oh no, we still needed 2 more swivels. Because this ship takes...
Someone shoot the barrel in the front?
Yeah, I got you.
Ooh.
I think I got it.
Ooh, nice.
Coming up left. Nice.
I'm out of balls. If anyone can take the mortar, I'll repair.
Yeah.
Dude, all my my time playing worms as a kid has paid off with this mortar.
Yep, left.
Seagull chest left.
Ooh, that's a big hit.
Coming up right. Coming up right. Never mind. It's coming up left, maybe.
Yep. There's one guy on the water. Be careful.
Where?
In the water. The water.
There's a barrel in the water.
There is?
Maybe. I'm not sure. That's where I was distracted.
Alrighty.
You're running? Clean?
I'll repair.
Yeah, that's a barrel, right? Yeah. There to the right. I'll shoot it.
Yeah, I'm out of ammo.
Yeah, we got
Right, we're gonna
plenty
get
of
fighting.
wood.
I anchored them with left. There's someone on our ship, I think.
Oh my god, I killed myself. They're corking. I thought I hit them, so... Oof.
I'm dead. Yeah, we're done.
Alright, I'm almost back. I don't
Yeah,
think
our
we're
ship's
done.
pretty...
Cover me.
No, we're fine. For now.
No, we're corked.
Yep, but I'm back.
Yeah, I have no weapons. Are they also almost down or what?
Yeah, they're gonna go down faster, I think.
I hope so. I'll just come and pump the thingy.
Yeah, with 1 pump we can win.
I pumped.
There we go. They're dead.
Nice!
Oh, so close.
The clutch is
pumped.
pumping. Oh my god. Whoever decided to give the bomb vessel 2 ways down, thank you so much, because that won us the game.
I have.
Of course, he has to make TikToks.
I have 80 hours in the last.
Oh my Jesus! 4 chests. Are we really gonna do it though? No, we have to. We have to do the thing.
Yeah.
Do the thing.
Oop.
I see you. I knew it. You sussy baka.
I marked a location.
Wait, there's actually 2 ways to go up?
Yeah, there are.
Where?
No. It's just the stairs go down, and then there's 2 ways
you can
to
go left
walk.
or right.
Yeah. They're standing on the right, and I went left.
I'm gonna look for some bacas.
Sussy bacas.
That's gonna be the new boys.
It's gonna be
Oh my
yeah.
God, I was-
Don't
got
say
sussy
boys
bacas.
anymore. Just say you got sussy bacas. I don't know, man.
Beeps, man.
You've been acting kind of sus lately.
Anime was a mistake.
It was.
But unironically. Nah.
Oh no,
Anime's fine.
guys! I got some sussy bacas.
Enemy.
Oh,
Sussy bacas?
which color?
Oh, I got
Orange.
I got
Alright.
some sussy bacas behind me.
All right. Here comes another sussy baka. I have. I'm locked and loaded. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Oh wait, keep the change.
Oh, I'm
Oh
stuck.
my! I got blown up.
I'm
but
stuck.
I got one. I got one.
Door
Rango.
stuck.
I got one.
Door stuck. Yeah,
I saw a
I'm,
Rango
I'm,
event. He's sus.
I'm stuck in the middle of a rock.
Stuck in the
What?
middle with you.
Oh, so you have to teleport back.
Stop being stuck,
Yeah.
man. It's simple.
Just that easy. I'm gonna go there.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Unfortunate. Unfortunate.
Wasn't sussy enough.
Do we have any
I mean,
cannonballs?
it was my bad, Rango. I messed up the Home Alone quote. If I had done it correctly, we would have gotten him. Keep the change, you
can get off
filthy
your rank,
animals.
I'm in a tight spot, guys.
Yeah, this is a juicy
Not much
one.
we can do. Their ship is over here, by the way. If someone wants to teleport back, and
I don't have any cannonballs.
do you have cannonballs?
We don't.
No, we died.
Zero? You? What about you,
I have,
Jay?
no, I have an explosion.
I'm fighting. I'm fighting.
Ooh, cutlass.
You can just board them, Rango.
Yep.
You don't have enough stuff.
I'll just hit them with the barrel.
Alright.
Oh, they're here.
Boom, boom.
Boom,
I'm
boom, boom.
afraid they
Everybody
do
say
have.
well.
Sure hope I was filming it. I was not filming! Oh my god.
Oh
It was-
my.
Oh no.
You people, amateurs.
There goes your MLG company.
Yeah, that was really MLG. I killed like 3 dudes already.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. If only. Yeah, you boys are gaming. I'm just looting. But I have
I'm a real gamer.
cannonballs now. Once I get back, we'll be feasting.
Die. Oh damn it!
Boy.
I only have the paddle.
I have a cutlass, a flintlock, a half barrel, and a lot of.
A man walks in a
cannonballs.
bar with only a cutlass, a flintlock, and a half barrel.
Right.
Where's
The
enemy
mortar
ship, by
is
the way?
loaded.
Are you already destroyed?
No.
Right. Everything
Guys,
is
come
loaded
on.
with
Have
heavies. Everything is loaded with heavies.
Let's go to Kraken Keep. There's still a.
Yeah, I think there's boys in Kraken, Sassy Bakas at Kraken.
So dumb.
Oh, is the Ice Prime statue in yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, let's go to Kraken. Everybody bow down before the king. Pay your frickin' respects, you frickin' fricks.
Guys, where are the lights on?
Oh, amateurs.
Come on.
Oh, this one's
We're
on.
having a party.
No, this one can be on. It's okay.
Take the elevator if you want.
Loving and I love it.
Actually,
Don't you,
Rango!
Rango, I will actually.
You're fired.
This was my revenge.
You're
This was my
fired.
revenge for Eric.
I'm gonna drop the ship here because I
I
actually
will have my vengeance.
have 0 weapons.
Yeah, we're just waiting
It's the
now.
best thing to do, by the way, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna die.
No.
Well, then someone
Yo!
Let's go.
someone else should take the ship. Oh, there's a ship over there.
You know what happens
Coming,
happens.
they're coming straight for
Yeah,
us.
but
They're coming
it's
straight for us.
Rango's fault.
To the ship?
No, I have to pay respect to the king.
Let me just take.
It's still really far away, the ship.
Let me just take a few weapons and then I'll come.
Okay, we have the location of the ship.
Bow down before your god.
Oh, there's another ship on Trident. With their lights on.
Lights on.
What about
Follow
you?
the lights.
There's a quad
Let's
barrel flintlock here.
dance.
Hey, Rango, you want a quad barrel flintlock? It's here.
No thanks. I have the.
Okay. Okay.
Oh
Didn't
yeah,
know I was
they're
dealing
coming
with a gamer.
There's an enemy on the bridge.
I think it's at the bridge.
Enemy here.
Sassy buckets. Alright, fight on the bridge. Fight on the bridge. I'm going into melee, boys. I'm going into melee. I'm running.
Headshot.
Got him. Oh, that was a nice clip.
Where's their ship?
He probably
Let's see their
TP'd.
ship.
Go to
Got
the, straight to the enemy ship so you can destroy him. So if you
Where
get
is their ship? Oh. We're Sassibaka on their ship. The Sassibaka being Captain
Rocky
Boldbeard.
Roll Man.
Oh, baby. Well, that's a song. Our unofficial entry. You firing their mortar? What the hell? Ooh! Someone died here with a cannon upgrade and a swivel. I am
take those.
returning to the ship. We do take those.
We're fighting, guys. We're fighting.
Yep.
I'm chilling. Oh! I return and find myself in a pickle.
That was some pretty engaging gameplay. Really enjoyed what these different developers and publishers have running on Steam so that we get to hop in and see gameplay anytime we want and learn a little more about, in this case, Blazing Sails. So if the pirate life is for you and if you can hit headshots from a cliff several, I don't know, 100 yards / meters away with what looked like kind of a sawed-off shotgun, then yeah, perfect game for you. Blazing Sails is currently 75% off on Steam. If you want to check out more about the game, you can head into DreamHack Beyond. Blazing Sails is published by Iceberg Interactive, and you're going to find the Iceberg booth in our Kaiju halls. Now, it's time to move on to the next game in our showcase, which is Unbound. Now, Unbound Worlds Apart, the description for the game is summon portals to overcome vicious beasts, devious puzzles, and fiendish platforming challenges. Master the unique powers of each portal to stop the collapse of reality while exploring lush, hand-drawn worlds and unraveling a deep narrative full of mysteries. This is another game that is on sale for 15% off. I'll drop the links in chat shortly, but let's jump right into some Unbound Worlds Apart gameplay. Right, a cute platformer with portal physics, other world, interesting little mechanics thrown in. Sure, why not? You just saw a bunch of gameplay from Unbound Worlds Apart, which is currently on sale for 15% off on Steam, and it is developed and published by Alien Pixel Studios. If you were curious who to credit that cute little game with. Now we got to keep mixing things up, bouncing you around between different genres to make sure that we are finding a game that is perfect for you, which means it is time to jump over to Deepest Chamber, which is a deck building game with roguelike elements set in a fantasy world where peril lurks at every step. So keep your cards close to your chest as you encounter droves of battle-hardened foes that will stop at absolutely nothing to turn your underground dwelling into a burial ground. This is currently out in early access. It is $12.99 on Steam. This is Deepest Chamber. We'll hop right into some gameplay so you can see it in action. Once we get a few technical difficulties worked out just with the stream. So instead, while we wait to get that one working, I'm going to hop you over to another game instead that is called I Am Fish. So let me pull up I Am Fish and give you a little synopsis of this. This one has a demo. It is published by Curve Digital, which means that if you head into DreamHack Beyond, dreamhack.com/beyond, you can head over to the Curve Digital booth in Kaiju Halls and check out all the games they have available. Grab that demo, test out I Am Fish. And I Am Fish is a charming physics-based adventure starring 4 intrepid fish friends forcibly separated from their home in a pet shop fish tank. Swim, fly, roll, and jump your way to the open ocean in a bid for freedom and to reunite once again. So, once again, this is I Am Fish. We'll hop into some gameplay now.
Can I still make it to the sea? Oh no!
Oh no! Oh my goodness. Just between the tires! Just...
This is... Oh god, this is gut-wrenching. You gotta be quick. You gotta...
I think you need to go so fast. Just go for it.
Alright, let's get a
roll.
Run. Let's get a run up. And then
go!
we'll go. Alright. Swim as fast as my little fins can carry me. Okay, here we go. Oh, if I go too fast, you know what, I'm not even gonna think about it. Just go!
Just do it. Just go.
Go. As fast as a little fish can.
Go on.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I've got to try and not get run over. And try and get to the sea. Spinning on my little face. Oh no. Okay.
Is there another way?
That's a good question. Let's have a look. Let's reassess what we can see and where we are. Is there anywhere over here? I wonder. No, there's a big fence.
I was just hoping there might have been a massive patch of begonias that you could have fallen. Was there like a drain pipe or something down that side?
Oh, you might be right actually. Let me check. I'll tell you what. I'll check the back of the house as well. Just before I. Oh, looky here. Is this
a drain pipe?
Yeah, a drain pipe.
I mean, it's one, but whether it's useful to us.
Oh no! I just careened straight into the pavement. Poor old thing. He's having a hard time, isn't he? He's having a good time. I think I've just got to risk the traffic. I've just got to jump
I think
in.
it is. I think you just instead of once you land on what's the purple thing that's down there? Is it a car roof?
No, it's one of those I forget what you call them. One of those cloth bits.
Awning.
Yeah, awning in front of like a shop or something. Maybe I gotta watch the traffic. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Fish! Oh!
Keep going!
Oh no! I'm so close! Come on, fish! Come on! Oh no! Just not enough! Just not enough! I'm so close. I think you've just gotta...
roll with it.
I like it. I like it, Fran. That's the energy we need right now. That is the energy we need. Let's have a look. Okay, clear. Not so clear. Okay. If I hold. Okay.
No,
go, 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 go,
go.
We're here, we're here,
Oh,
we're here.
ooh.
Gotta go down the steps. Down the steps.
That's not steps.
Or do I go... I've got to just make it to the sea. Just got to make it to the sea.
Just...
Through here? I can't even...
No.
Oh, no, maybe. Can I just plop it? But what do I do now?
Oh.
I'm in my glass jar. But what do I do now, Fran?
You're just going to be rolling on top of the sea in a glass jar.
To escape.
Hoping you'll hit a rock at some point.
And look at that, 5 pieces of bread to be found as well, and I only managed to find one. And a
2
time...
stars.
Yeah. Not great.
No, not great.
But it's
But you can improve. There's room for improvement.
Exactly. Oh, there's more to the story.
Oh. Oh, where's he off to?
It's just like I was saying, he can't get out the jar. Oh no! Don't tell me. Oh no. Back to square one. Back to square one.
Back to the shop you go.
And that's the demo. That is the I Am Fish demo. It's only a small little taste of what's to come. But it looks absolutely beautiful. It's such a great looking game.
And I'm sure there are plenty more ways of doing what we just did better. As you could just see, we didn't do it the best way.
You'll have to have a go at this next, Fran. I reckon you probably find a different way, a bit faster.
I mean, I now know how not to do it.
Thank you for the encouragement.
But yeah, that's available now, isn't it?
It is. The demo is available to download today. So if you want to give it a go yourself, get some of those bits of bread, get a better time, get 5 stars even, then you can download it today. And don't forget to add it to your wish list as well, so you get further updates when the actual game comes out later this year.
And you can also join our Twitter. We have the official I Am Fish Twitter, which is I am Fish Game.
You said official there, and I wasn't going to say anything, but I feel like
go on.
At the beginning you couldn't make a fish pun, but now
Oh, I accidentally did.
they're just rolling out. They're just
a fish. Oh.
a fish. Like it.
And from there, you'll be able to find the link to the I Am Fish Discord as well. No pun there. There's nothing. You can't do anything with Discord.
But we have got
Unless
lots of puns.
Oh, you can Discord.
Oh. But we have got loads of fish puns as well in the Discord, as well as other news and updates. So if you want to stay up to date with the game, see latest screenshots, updates, anything like that, join the Discord as well as the Twitter. But no, thank you for watching us. It's been really good. Hi guys.
That was a great little look into I Am a Fish, which, as I said, has a demo available for you to play. You're going to find everything and more that you need to know about I Am Fish and other titles from Curve Digital at their booth within DreamHack Beyond at dreamhack.com/beyond. So go ahead, wishlist the game, try out the demo, and see what you think. Now, the next game on our list is called Effectus. So we're going to go a little less cute, a little more into that nighttime and, blocky. Not quite sure how to describe this art style. So go ahead, leave some comments in chat for how you would describe it, because I can't quite think of a word, but it's really, really interesting. And so Effectus is a cyberpunk stealth action RPG set in a decadent and sick megalopolis where the only way to feel good is a drug called Effectus. With no memory, you must unravel the mysteries of your past, acquire implants, infiltrate, hack, or fight to uncover a vast conspiracy and find a cure to the virus. This is developed and published by Effectus Game, has a planned release date sometime in 2021, so you can wishlist it, and does have a demo available on Steam. Let's jump into that gameplay so that you can tell me what you would call this graphic style. Here's Effectus.
You'll need it for the next mission. Yeah. So we are in cyberpunk games. Of course, there are implants, and as it's an RPG also, the implants will improve your skills and get you new skills. I can say that there will be skills for hacking, for jumping, running, and for fighting. Okay. So that's it for the demo. And I hope you enjoyed it. And as I said earlier, there is a giveaway on this broadcast until the end of the festival. So if you want to win a key of the game, not just for the demo but for when the game releases, let me see in the chat if you have wishlist the game, and the first one that tell me that he has wishlist the game will have a chance to win a key. Thanks Valinor, thanks Ibrin, Max Katan, we want to see more. Yeah, you will. I will update the demo I think by the end of the year, but there will be a prologue version that will be available in October, and in this prologue you will have a bit more, maybe a side mission and the possibility to get your new implants. Hey, Sibrid. Thanks. Okay, so guys, before I do another run, let me show you how you can wishlist the game for those who don't know. Okay, so right now I'm on the page in Steam, and if you sign in, you will see a button right here to wishlist the game. So I will show you if I can sign in. Let me just hide this. Okay, let me put my password. Okay, of course there is a security measure. You need to put a code, and that's it. Okay, so we are right now on the, and we will see it's Inception right now. We can see the stream within a stream. So you go here, you can add to your wish list, you can follow, and this is very important because it helped me a lot. It tells Steam that there are some interest in the game. So thank you very much for everybody that will wishlist the game. I really appreciate it. And the other thing, is that if you are interested in the game, and you will be notified when the game launches, and you will be able to get the discount launch when the game launches. Of course, just below, if you want to try the game, you can download freely the demo, and I will update the demo next week with some bug fixes and new features maybe, so be sure to download and update the game. We can go through this page. There will be a soundtrack that will be available.
That was Effectus that you were just watching, published by Effectus Games and developed by Effectus Games. So you can head over to the Steam page and wishlist the game. You can jump into DreamHack Beyond as well and visit the booth, check out the demo, and see if Effectus is something you want to wishlist and you want to be playing in the future, with the current date for release being sometime in 2021. Now we have another game with maybe a little brighter colors, some different mechanics happening, that is called Wave Break. It's the world's first skateboating game inspired by arcade skateboarding classics. So you grind, grab, kickflick, and shoot your way through an explosive 80s crime-filled Miami Vice themed world. So this has a demo available on Steam for Wave Break, and you can also buy the game. It is released. Let's hop right into some gameplay so you can see what Wave Break is all about.
I can't help but smile now. Heard songs center stage. The world still beats a rhythm. Virtues carved a pace. It goes on and on and on and on. Wake up to the morning sun. Feels like we're getting closer. Call out to the lonely ones. Better days are yet to come. With every passing hour. This new way of living. Where's the light we count on?
All right, well, that was a fun stream to chill and hang out to from Wave Break, showcasing some of the music that I assume is featured in their game. Definitely the right kind of vibe when I'm just hanging out on a Saturday and want to play something fun and do some skateboarding tricks. So what you have been watching was the DreamHack Beyond Steam event showcase, where we highlight a couple of different games that we have featured in our Steam event and within DreamHack Beyond. You're welcome to jump into DreamHack Beyond and check out the Kaiju Halls and the Very Normal Hive to see all the titles we have available, the discounts, the different demos that you can try out, talk to some NPCs and see if they have any surprises for you. Plus, unlock a few achievements that, I don't know, maybe gift you with a free Steam code. So you're going to head to dreamhack.com/beyond to claim your free ticket and do all of that. It's free, it's browser-based, you don't have to download anything. And now, it's nice that we just had our own little performance from Wave Break with their music, and it's time for more music here on the main stage. So up next, we've got 2 whole hours of some really awesome high energy sets coming your way. The first one is going to be Clank, and then we'll be following that up with another set by Shapes. So these are 2 wonderful artists. We hope you will stick around, give them your support, have fun with them as they provide a little, the event's not quite over yet, but a little bit of an after party to have fun with on your Friday night. Tell your friends, tell them to come hang out. We're going to go to a quick break, and then in about 10 minutes, we are going to be back with a set from Clank. Thanks for hanging out with us here at DreamHack Beyond, and we can't wait to hang out with you for the rest of the day.
Have you ever wondered where your old Walkman has gone? You guessed right. It's where all your other stuff ends up too. The moon. This special day should have been the most fantastic one of my moon days yet. But then, I got picked up and everything went dark. I have to get back again. And so I began preparing everything. And now that you're finally here, I'm closer to home than ever.
Hey guys, hope you're enjoying DreamHack Beyond. Come and join us in-game for free. My name is Clank. I'm here to play some music for you.